Alright, my name is Blake Hammett, and I'm presenting progress on an ongoing project, which is equipping multirotors with hoses. And probably most helpful has been Sabatino's master's thesis. Some people cite it as dissertation on quadrotor control and dynamics. Also, been using a lot of the Ionu and Sun robust adaptive control. Costas Alexis has done a lot of great work with MPC, and so even though I was doing model reference adaptive control, it was interesting to see his modeling. And then not mentioned here also the Vijay Kumar, Peter Cork, and Mahoney paper. It was very useful. These papers were interesting. I thought they would be related, but turns out they were not super useful. So overall, we've got XYZ and then roll pitch yaw as positions, and then the full state would be position velocity. When I take derivative, I get velocity and acceleration. I'm combining aerodynamics with fluid dynamics from the hose. I'm attempting to apply direct model reference adaptive control and falling back on PD control when that fails. So my state looks like this. The nonlinear dynamic equation has function of state f of x, and then also a mapping g of x that also takes some state information, and then maps our u inputs, which are thrust, roll, pitch, and yaw. And those are roll, pitch, yaw, angular acceleration, so like torques. And then our update, we're going to create like a model reference tracking x.m, and we're going to send in a u control for each state with adaptive parameters, 3 adaptive gains. And here's simulation results. So kind of asymptotic stability for most of our states, and then inevitably losing attitude control, usually with psi or phi. And we can see what's happening. We can see that it tends to be the K2 gain that starts to grow without bound, and that's what destabilizes the control. So falling back on PD control, I continued with the pi bullet physics engine, and according to this diagram here, I'm adding a hose to the quadrotor model. It's not animated, but here's the math for the force that's coming out of the hose, and then have to apply that at some offset on the frame and rotate. But we do see good performance with the PD. This is showing through some simulation time where I'm setting new set points. So the error kind of spikes as new reference points or set points come in, and then the actuators climb so that we create forces to compensate and push us to that new set point. And then as the error decreases, as we come closer to our set point, we see those actuators die back down. And here's a short little demo of that pi bullet simulation. So you can see the quadcopter taking off, and I'm updating the set point, giving it set points that are 0.1 meters out along the X, Y, and Z axes. And there's a little bit of overshoot, and then we come back and stabilize.